Good Wednesday, good Wednesday, good Wednesday, man. I'm back in the basement. Guys, I wasn't here last week. I wasn't here last Wednesday. Didn't get to do my show, and I feel bad about it. But I'm here today, and I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's always fun to be in the basement, hang out with my folks. It's always good for that, right? A good Wednesday. Hopefully, everybody's well. Hopefully, everybody's doing great things, are healthy, and all that good stuff. I'm hoping and praying for that for you. If you're not doing all that healthy and well, man, you don't need to be here. Do what you need to do to get yourself together. But for those who are here, I appreciate every last one of you. Make sure you do me a solid. I need for y'all to hit that like button. Hit that like button for me right now. Do me a solid. Hit that like button. Push the goddamn button. Yes, push the goddamn button. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? A court order? Please don't make me send the sheriff to the door. Make sure you subscribe. And if you can, do me a solid, share it with somebody who you know is looking for some good entertainment, who's looking for good content, who's looking just to have fun in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Do that for me. And with that being said, let's get to it. Look here. I put out a couple videos. I think it was Tuesday. Well, all this week I was doing some videos, just trying to release them on a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? Between sports and what I'm seeing on social media. But some of the things I see on social media takes a little bit more time than just a couple minutes, clip up a video and do this and that. We just, a couple of them they need to have some deep conversation about, right? And I've seen some stuff, man, that we definitely need to have a deep conversation about. Now, I did put out a video about Auntie and Usher. You know, I was late to the party, but that's okay. I had to make sure I had to say something about that. I did something about this woman who was going off, talking about she had mental issues and she hate being married. Had to talk about that. But I also had to do a video, man, about a man who had to leave a woman at a restaurant. Now, that's a motto I preach on a regular basis. And I have no problem with that. That's what you should do. If you see early on in this relationship, it's not working the way you think it should be. She's not talking how you think she talking. She talking 10 karat crazy, talking like some shit you can't relate to or buy into or be okay with. You got to leave them at the restaurant. Ladies, this ain't just for the hard ankles. If you ladies run into a hard ankle who ain't doing right, ain't acting right, ain't talking right, get the hell on. Get the hell on and leave his ass at a goddamn restaurant. It's not Jenny Pacific. It's far across the board. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Another thing I need for y'all to do is hit that goddamn like button. If you ain't hit the button yet, why not? Hit it. My man E said, so this is not a sports night, right? Y'all talking relationship. Relationship tonight. Man, we talking whatever I'm going to talk about on this clip. It could be about relationship, E. It could be about something crazy. It could be something about what's going on in the world as of today. I don't know. But I want you to sit back, relax, enjoy your popcorn, get you a cold drink, and let's have fun. That's what it's all about, E. We're not going to talk about that. Tonight's not the sports night. That was Monday. Shame on you for missing on Sports Monday. You know, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Every Monday, we're going to talk about sports and whatever's going on in sports. But tonight is Wednesday night. So we're going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Some grown man, grown woman, some adult shit. Stuff we going through, stuff we have to deal with. Stuff on the regular. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. But I appreciate you tapping in. Right on. Now, Joshua said, what's going on, my guy? It's been a minute. Yes, it has. But I'm glad to see you. Right on. I'm glad you're here. My man, he said, will do. Shout out to you, brother. You know how it is. But let's, without further, let's get to the first video. that I definitely want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Something I seen, I think it was on IG, right? And I'm a man who always talk about people that opposite sex being friends. Not a fan of it, not for it. Don't think it can work out the way people think they should. Lines get blurred, lines get crossed, boundaries get tested. I ain't with it. But with that being said, I've seen this video. We got to talk about it. So let's go. Now, I'm going to let y'all form on it. I've seen this couple before, and it's a skit, right? It's a skit, but we can't act like, even with these skits, they didn't come from some real life situation. So I'm going to let you know right now, it's a skit. It's obvious it's a skit, too. They don't even try to hide it. But it's one of those things, it does happen in relationships, in marriages, whatever the case may be. So, guys, why not watch it? Let's hear what they got to say, and we'll talk on it. We'll definitely speak on it. Let's go.
Maya? Hello? What's up, Maya? Your car broke down? Nah, wifey won't mind. It's okay, yo. She already knows what it is. I'll be over there in like 15 minutes. Don't worry, girl. I got you. Alright. Babe, Maya's car broke down on the road. I know it's 12:41 a.m., but I gotta go help her out.
Explain to me why you think that's a good idea.
Her car broke down on the road. Who's she gonna call?
Are you a mechanic?
No. Am I her friend? Yes.
Are you a CAA?
Am I her friend? It's 12:41. You want me to leave her on the road?
She can call somebody else to help her.
Babe, I gotta go. Like what's the problem?
It's not a good idea.
What's the problem?
The problem is that it's midnight and you're trying to leave your house to go help a girl in the middle of nowhere when you're not a mechanic. Your car doesn't. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna fix the car? What is your plan?
I'm not leaving her on the side of the road. Like I'll tell you that we've been friends ever since I was 3 years old. There's no way I'm leaving Maya on the side of the road. No
Why
way.
would she call you of all people?
Because she knows I'm her friend and I will be there for her.
She doesn't have other friends?
I don't know. Of course she has other friends, but I'm the most reliable friend.
Tell her to call those other friends.
I'm her most reliable friend.
So she knows that you're reliable and that you would do it, but you're not doing it. So tell her to try out her other friendships and ensure that those
Babe,
are
get over it. It's not that
friendships.
serious. You know our friendship already. It's not that serious. I'm about to help her. I come back, you already know what it is. Like, I'm about to help her.
The doors will be locked by the time you get back. Don't come back.
It's rough. The wife hit me at the end, had to put a last little jab. She hit it with a straight on jab to the nose. The doors be locked. Don't try to come back. So let's talk about it. Let's break this thing down. Husband gets called from a female friend at 12, I think it's at 12:41 a.m. That's bad. That's it. We can't sugarcoat that. How can you make that? How can you justify that? At 12:41 a.m. in the morning, and you calling another man, not your man, not your father, not a brother, a husband. That's a violation like that. But guess what? The husband didn't help. He said she know what it is. Well, it's obvious she don't. Because if she knew what it is, she wouldn't been saying, "Don't come back, the door locked." She wouldn't be expressing to you it's a problem. Guys, especially as a married man, I would definitely discourage you from having female friends. Man, I would. I don't think it's a good idea, man. There's so much that could be assumed, that could be misunderstood. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then for a situation like this, her to be calling at 12:41 asking you for help. asking you for help. So now you got to leave your home, taking a chance out this time of night on the road to go get this woman. This ain't your wife calling you for help. This ain't your daughter. This not even a family member. Now, look, I understand sometimes we have close friends that we consider family. Oh, you got a whole wife. Not even a girlfriend, but you got a wife. And you willing to go out and do that? Nah, there's no way I could recommend something like that. That is crazy work. And the reason why, man, look, we have to understand this for sure. These ladies are insecure about certain things, especially when it comes to another woman. And what you don't want to do is feed into their insecurities, feed it into their doubts. Now, I know y'all gonna say, oh, she should trust him. You should trust her. I understand. But it might not be that person you talk about. You don't have to trust. It might be that friend that you need to be looking out for, right on? Before my show comes on, there's a song comes on towards the end of my intro. The OJ's Backstabbers. If you listen to those words, I love that song. If you listen to those words has a lot of meaning behind it. They do. Guys, take the time. Download it. Listen to it on Spotify. Whatever you got to do. Don't believe what Hink said. Take the time one day, not right now, because we watching. We in the basement. No one do it right now. But later on, when the show ends, take the time to listen to the words. Matter of fact, you can Google and read the words. And hear what they say. Guys, he talk about your friends to have someone that you really care. But all of them fellas, they want to be everywhere. Some of them out to get your ladies. A few of those bulls, they just might be shady. Just saying, man. You don't want to put yourself in a situation like that where you could be tempted. You could be persuaded, or it looks some type of way. You can go out with your best friend who's of opposite sex and be something innocent. Y'all just having dinner together. But guess what? Somebody who sees you out, who knows who you are, who knows your wife, and maybe an associate of your wife, or friends with your wife, or whatever the case may be, or is related to your wife, they see someone. Now, some may come up, barge in just to ask, see what's going on, and see what, maybe. But you know what they doing, that they quick to pull out that daggone phone and record some stuff. They will go live on you in a minute. Look at who's out. They're not trying to tell your wife in secrecy. Some out there trying to put some content out there to show you out there, make it look like you out there cheating or doing something wrong. And that may not be the case. It may be as innocent as y'all say it is. But that's not the perception it's going to be putting off. It's not. You know the perception going to be put on? Like you got something going on. That's going to be the perception. And that's not what you want. As a husband or a wife, that's not what you want. You don't want that out there like that, to look like that. You don't want to mess with your wife's insecurity. You want her to be a trust and believe in everything you say and do. And you don't do no wrong. Of course, we know you're not perfect. But that's what the perception you want to give her. When you do stuff like that, that's what it thinks. And now she got to justify it to whoever shared that information with her. And now you can look side eye. You sure? Ain't nothing else going on? Because they look like they was awfully close, laughing and giggling and having a good time. It wasn't you. There's another woman. And so now your wife feeling some type of way. She's thinking some type of way. Well, why don't he laugh like that with me? Why don't he talk to me? Why didn't he ever take me out to this restaurant? Why ain't we never been there? Because you don't want to deal with all that bullshit. But it's a strong possibility if you got that type of situation. Especially if you had the friends that maybe you used to have some moments with. Maybe the friends that you had a crush on never matriculated to anything, and she may put you in the friend zone, but you was okay with that, and you stayed there. But you, in the back of your mind, you know, if she come calling, like the hound dog you fellas are, not saying all of y'all. I'm a reformed hound dog. I'm a changed man. I ain't like it no more. I ain't gonna sit there and say I wasn't like that in the past. You waiting in the wind. You hoping you get that call. You know, we got a draft coming up on the 24th of April. That's how these dudes be like, waiting to get that call from the commissioner. That woman's commissioner waiting to get that call. Hello? Oh, you need me to come through what? Johnny was acting foolish? Shame on Johnny. Don't worry about it. I'm on my way. I'm over to console you. You want me to bring a bottle of wine? Huh? What you're just sitting there watching a movie? What movie you watching? Love Jones. I love Love Jones. I'm on my way. Come on, guys. Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fella, don't act like y'all ain't never got that call before. Now, in my former life, I'm not going to sit there and say, I never got that call and I never I'm not going to say I never accepted them calls and made moves. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, no, before I was a changed man, a married man, a committed to a marriage type man, I did some trash ass dude moves. And that was one of them. Come on, man. Look, I had that conversation with my wife prior to marriage. We both agreed. See, those are those tough conversations as a man you got to have. Yeah, you may not like the results. You may not like the answers all the time. But guys, sometimes you just got to ask the question and put it out there, put it out in the atmosphere. Put it out there in the ether, man. You have to, because you need to know where her mind stands and how does she feel about that. And you need to let her know how you feel about that and what you good with, what you're not good with. And if that's one of those things you're not good with, then you need to stand on it. We can't be making exceptions. We can't. If that's not you don't feel comfortable with it, you're not okay with it, you're not down with it, then let it be known. Ladies, that goes for you too. Again, this ain't just situations for the fellas. I promise you that. Y'all ladies got to go through that and deal with that too. You can always be on the foot with y'all ladies and you get a call from that guy friend and such and such. Y'all seen the scenario I just put out there, like woman don't call because she just had a big old fight with her man and she just needs some fresh air and she wants to get away. Meet me at the local bar. She won't go there, have a glass of wine, listen to music before she has to go home and deal with the realities of this dude getting on my goddamn nerves. Shout out to my man, J-Dub. J-Dub, don't be laughing at me. That shit ain't funny. I'm just saying, big brother, you know how it is. These are real life situations. Now, again, I know there was a skit. We can't act like these skits are not real, don't come from a real place. To someone's real life who has to go through this. We can't do that. Because that's what it is. That's just one of many scenarios a lot of ladies and couples and relationships goes through, fellas goes through. It is what it is. So how do you navigate through situation like that? Well, you know how you navigate. Well, you put standards and boundaries. You got to have standards and boundaries on what you plan, on how it's going to be happening, how this going to work, how that's going to work, what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate, what's going to be acceptable, what's not going to be acceptable. And to me, this is not acceptable. Now, guys, you don't have to take my word for it. If you okay with it, fellas, if you okay with it, good luck with that. Ladies, if you okay with it, good luck with that. Me and mine, no. Mm-mm. 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 We can't move like that. We can't. Don't want no issues. Don't want no problems. I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm not trying to have anything to play interference on my marriage or my relationship with her. And I know she feels the same way, vice versa. I'm just saying. But we're going to keep going. But before we go on to that, I got to make sure that we check out the Funko Pop as well as the album of the week. So if y'all not following me on social media, same on you. Definitely make sure at Hink75. Follow me on social media on YouTube, on IG, on Facebook, on Twitter. Well, they call it X now. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's still X. Elon Musk, I don't know if he sold it X or if he still has on it, whatever the case may be. But you can follow me on all social medias. If you go to my YouTube page, you have a link that you can hit to get to my social medias. All those who subscribe, y'all already know what to do. I need for y'all to hit that like button. Do me a solid. That being said, let's go to it.
That's why they got flipped. But my apparatus is up to status. Don't ask who's the baddest. I'm for status. The make or break or take on. My rhyme take the head, put it to bed. So watch what's said. Say the bass for the pipe and rearrange the tone. I take a loss and be forced in the danger zone. Cause I kill and kill at will. Teaching a skill that's real, you know thrill. So just stand still and chill as I feel. Science I drill until my rhyme.
So guys, that is Big Daddy Kane. Raw. That's the song that's playing in that video. But that was Big Daddy Kane's debut album, Long Live the Kane. Great album, classic album. I had to make sure I had to display that. Big Daddy Kane is definitely one of my favorite rappers and favorite artists out there. But also, if y'all notice, I had the Funko Pops of the NBA players. The reason why? Because of playoffs. We had playing games yesterday. So congratulations to the Golden State Warriors who advanced in the play-in games. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Tonight we have the Bulls in Miami. And you also have the Dallas Mavericks. I don't believe, who are they going against? I think it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think it's who they're going with. I can't recall right offhand, but y'all know. Charged to my mind and I'm a heart. But with that being said, those are my Funko Pops, as well as the representative of the Boston Celtics, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying? The defending NBA champs. You got to put them in there, right? You got to put them in there. So I made sure I did that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Donovan Mitchell was the other two Funko Pops. So those are my Funko Pops, as well as my album of the week. I appreciate every last one of you being here. My man comes in. He says, "Fishing to fit, good brother. What's going on? What's going on? Good evening, good brother. I appreciate you being here. I promise you that." My man J Dub comes with the correction. You're wrong. It's not the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota's playing the Lakers. It's the Sacramento Queens, as my man Shaquille O'Neal used to call them back in the day. Boy, that was a classic series back in the days. Classic series. Now, some people even said, they cheated the Kings. I'm not going to get in there tonight because tonight's not Monday. Monday, sports recap, as well as the NFL Roundtable. We talk about it then, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. We'll talk about it then. But tonight, we're going to talk about my thoughts and what we got going on in the basement. And so, like I was saying before, Having friends on the opposite, man, that's some nasty work. It can be. Now, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you all of them's gonna be a horror story. I can't say that because there may be some situations where they are good and it works for them. You at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. I know I'm giving my opinion, my point of view, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. And if it's what's best for you and your wife, you and your lady, you and your husband, you and your man, then good luck with that. For the Hink family, it's not. And at the Hall and Notes, I can't go for that. Ooh, no can do. That's not happening. That's not happening. So with that being said, let's go to this next video. Let's go to this next video. Here we go.
It's been 30 days we've been married. You haven't changed nothing into my name. You haven't put the house in my name. You haven't put the insurance in my name. And then you got like everybody else is on as a beneficiary.
I can't.
No,
you cannot be sick.
What
you just say?
You got both of them.
What you just say? Say that one more time. Say it again.
You heard what I said.
Call my mama again.
Yo, just say with her.
I want everybody to hear this.
She got somebody there to take care of her.
This is who I married. This is who I married 30 days ago.
No.
This is who I married 30 days ago.
What's really taking you so long? Like 30 whole days, Deshaun. 30 whole days, and you still haven't put me on nothing? Like nothing.
It takes time to do all
like,
that.
It's like you're not even taking this marriage serious. It's like
you taking it too serious right now.
It's like you still attached to your
Hey, do you
like a little mama
look? Check me out. My little mama boy.
Little mama's boy.
Do you love me or you love the money? Which one you? What are you here for? What are you here for?
Listen, like I said,
what you on TikTok or something? What you on?
I'm not interested in nothing that you're talking about right now because I don't even think you care about me. Because what if you die? What if you die? What's gonna happen to me if you die? Who's gonna take care of me? Who's gonna take care of me? You told me when we got married.
I know she
you
ain't
was gonna do everything. You was gonna make sure I'm taken care of, and now I'm like second guessing everything.
You can't be serious right now.
That's not at all, because you don't even love me. The Bible says when a man marries
how you gonna say that?
That he cleans.
Boy, that was some nasty work right there. That was some nasty work. Now look, there's a lot going on right there, right? There's a lot going on. The real, what's going on, big brother? It was good to I think you had to end up cutting out a little early, but I was up there a little bit with you. So man, shout out to you, brother, man. You do a lot of great things. Unfortunately, man, I think a lot of stuff you do on Saturday, so I can't never be up on your show, man. But I'm gonna have to catch you on one of them other days. Let me say this, guys. If y'all ever want me on your show, and I love to be on other people's show, I love to visit other shows and hear people's opinions and thoughts and POV and all that good stuff. And man, you know, people like to collab, and I like to collab with other people, and that's all great. But the only thing I don't do it on Saturdays. I don't do Saturday shows because Saturday shows is dedicated to me and my wife's day. So I try to hold that to the fullest. Now, sometimes there's exceptions. I got to have a conversation with my wife. We'll talk about it and we'll go from there. There's very few and far between that I made some exceptions. So she ain't had that conversation yet. I try to be consistent, don't want to move her days around. That's not fair to her. Even though her black ass get a little greedy sometimes, and she want 5 days out of the week just to be all dedicated to her. But that's a different story, guys. We'll talk about that on another time. So salute to you, big brother, and all the things you do, man. Keep up the great work, brother. This dude here. It's funny how black people always bring up their Bible to support the argument, but never to challenge their argument. I love my husband time. Right on. Big ain't shit. Guys, let's talk about that clip. We got to talk about that clip. So right then and there, this woman's 40 years old, I believe it said. She's 40 years old. She has an issue with her husband not putting her on any benefits or any life insurance plan and all that good stuff. And I believe you heard him say it takes time. Well, that's true. And to get it done in 30 days, well, yeah, that's a different conversation. That is definitely a different conversation. Let me say this. I had something similar like this with a conversation with my wife. Now, most of our stuff we already switched over prior to saying I do, right? Because we already know. We had a date set. We had a time set. We knew it. We started the paperwork and did what we needed to do. We started getting accounts together and all that good stuff. Beneficiaries, everything, all that was changed. But some of the stuff you had to wait until you had documentation. So like a copy of your marriage certificate, your ID has to be changed. You know what I'm saying? Different stuff like that. And that takes time, right? Because when you mail your marriage certificate, I don't know about other states, but after we get it done, we had to mail it in. So drop it off at the post office. I mean, not at the post office. Drop it off at the DMV. And then go from there. Now, we always had that little slip at the bottom, some approved, but some actually want to actually see the marriage license and not that little slip saying whatever it says. And so it does take time, right? Some things you can do immediate, some things you can't. So like one of the places we went to, her name wouldn't change yet. Is DMV. They won't do it until you get the actual marriage license. So that was a delay. But I made sure she did it because, of course, she was previously married, and we had to get the previous person's name off her. And I mean, I don't give a damn what it was, bills, her work stuff. I made all that. I said no, I shouldn't see your ex's last name on nothing because it's not your last name, no goddamn more. Your last name is my last name. But let me not go any further in the story without acknowledging one of my biggest haters. Super chat, right on. Shout out to Big Ann 11 with the $10 super chat. That's right, Hank. Saturday is for you, the wife, and the toys. This dude here, this. Big Ann 11, I got a one-way ticket to hell for you, brother. And I'm handing it over right now. Enjoy that one-way ticket to hell. Go to hell, Big Ann 11. I'm sick of you and your insults. But guys, Big Ann 11 is following directions. If you're going to take shots at me, which I don't care. If you disagree with me, you want to just talk about it, I don't care about that. That ain't going to hurt my feelings. I promise you don't. Maybe it's my ego so big. I don't know what it is. I don't care. Look, can't say, man, they used to talk bad about me when I was a kid. Used to talk, look, my lips, they used to talk about how big my lips was. I went to, let's see, most of my, say, middle and a portion of my high school was a predominantly white school. And when I say predominantly white, it was probably about 20 blacks in the whole school. That includes workers, a teacher, administration staff, as well as the kids. I did that from 7th all the way up to my freshman year of high school. And then I went to a school that it was still predominantly white, but the amount of blacks was more. Right now we're looking at instead of 5%, it's more like 35%. So, but they used to, make fun of my say you had a big old head, little body. That's what they used to say, and talk about my lips. And Stuff like that, right? I heard that from 7th, 8th, all the way up to my freshman year until I started to grow. Then I started to grow in my body. Then I got bigger, and well, them name callers didn't fly no more. Because that's when your boy over the summer learned how to use them goddamn fists. But let me take that back. I was already in karate. I did karate in elementary, but I always had to. I was always told not to use it. Don't do it, unless I have to. And so I would just. But in the midst of me learning karate, I learned how to box as well. In that same gym, they had some boxing class, and here in the state of Kentucky, boy, we known for boxing. We have the only city with 3 heavyweight champions: with Greg Page, Muhammad Ali, and Jimmy Ellis. The only city that's produced 3 heavyweight champions. One city. So I learned how to box there. I started using them hands. I said, say something if you want to, you're going to get these goddamn hands. And that's what I did. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't right. Somebody started saying something with the words, you start fighting. Yeah, I did some silly shit when I was a kid. And fight was one. I was fighting every goddamn day. That's why the white folks was glad to get me up out of that school. I can't tell you how many times I got suspended. Dude called me one time. I know where I'm getting off subject. I apologize. Dude one time called me. I don't know if y'all remember Super Mario Brothers. There was this black beetle. White dude said I look like a black beetle on Super Mario Brothers. Man, right after school, I seen that dude before he got on the bus. I knocked his ass out. Got on the bus and went home. They suspended my black ass off the bus for 3 days. So for 3 days, I had to walk to school. My daddy said, you walking to school. I'm not taking you. I had to walk to school for 3 days. Now, this wasn't no short walk. It's probably about a 5-mile walk for me. And so that's a lot when you talk about for a kid that age. It's a long walk. And this was in the country. This wasn't them easy street mile, city miles, where there's a lot of scenery. Street, I'm looking at a lot of trees and forests and creeks and that's my childhood. Let me. So I know how to take criticism. I know how to take jokes. I know how to snap back. Oh, please believe me, we did that on the bus. So you gonna do it? Put in the super chat like my man Big Ant 11. I appreciate it. You didn't have to, you chose to. I appreciate you. Thank you for the blessings. And not only that, my brother, thank you for your service. But go to hell. Saturdays, it's for my wife, me, and my toy, as he calls it. Yeah, well, we do. I usually, excuse me, usually stop and go to one of my collectible stores. Hell, what you call them, toys. Big Ant, you ain't shit. One of my collectible stores or my record stores I go to, we usually do that. But we do other things as well. But Saturdays, we make our visits. I'm just saying. But guys, let me say this. As far as that video, that's some crazy work. Look, we got a few new people here, so y'all might not see. I'm gonna do y'all solid because I kind of forget some of the parts of the video because I'm talking and I got all off subject, talk about what I used to do as a kid. I was a bad little boy, get in the fights all the goddamn time. I was hard-headed. Zuma said that fucked up. Yes, it was. I ain't gonna lie. A-Team, shout out to you. Glad you're here tonight, man. Almanac. She said, hey, y'all. I know that's right. Let me say this. We're going to watch this video, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to watch it again, and we're going to talk about it.
It's been 30 days we've been married. You haven't changed nothing into my name. You haven't put the house in my name. You haven't put the insurance in my name. And then you got like everybody else is on as a beneficiary.
I can't.
No,
you cannot be.
What
you just say?
You got both of them.
What you just say? Say that one more time. Say it again.
You heard what I said.
Don't call my mama again.
No, just say with her.
I want everybody to hear this.
She got somebody there to take care of her.
This who I married. This who I married 30 days ago.
No.
This who I married 30 days ago.
What's really taking you so long? Like 30 whole days, Deshaun. 30 whole days, and you still haven't put me on nothing? Like nothing.
It takes time to do all
like,
that,
it's
right?
like you're not even taking this marriage serious. It's like
You taking it too
like
serious right now.
It's like you still attached to your
Hey, do you
like a little mama
look? Check me out. My little mama boy.
Little mama's boy.
Do you love me or you love the money? Which one? What are you here for? What are you here for?
Listen, like I said,
what you on TikTok or something? What you on?
I'm not interested in nothing that you're talking about right now because I don't even think you care about me. Because what if you die? What if you die? What's gonna happen to me if you die? Who's gonna take care of me? Who's gonna take care of me? You told me when we got married.
I know she
you
ain't
was gonna do everything. You was gonna make sure I'm taken care of, and now I'm like second guessing everything.
You can't be serious right now.
That's not at all because you don't even love me. The Bible says for a man
How you gonna say that?
That he cleans.
Big Ann, I'm with you. She done got to start talking about the Lord and all this good stuff. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure every last one of y'all, when y'all come in, wipe your feet off and hit that like button. Push the goddamn button. Hitting that like button for you, boy. I promise you, I greatly appreciate it. I promise you, I greatly appreciate it. But that being said, let's get to it, man. Like I was saying, it does take time. So it took time for my wife to get herself changed. But guess what I did? I made sure I pushed the issue, baby. No, we everything got to get changed. You log in. Why do I see that last name and not mine? That's a problem. We need to get that fixed. Everything didn't matter. What's been? I don't care. I don't care. It's got to be changed. It's got to be corrected. It's got to be adjusted. Let's make this name change and do what we got to do. So look, I understand, man. You upset. You feeling some type of way because somebody else is the beneficiary. Man, that's going to be happening. Before he married you, man, there should be somebody else that's a beneficiary. I go even further than this. My ex-wife, before I got married, was a beneficiary to my life insurance policy plan. And the reason why, because I had a son that I still had to look out for. And he was underage. Now, of course, that's been changed. Of course, that's been adjusted. And I did that even before I got married. I did it before I got married. Once we realized we were serious and we were going to get married, I made that change then. Matter of fact, I got my wife for her policy because she had a policy that was outrageous, that was crazy, that she didn't get half the benefits that she's getting now to the new insurance plan. So I had her changing over because she was paying like $250-something for some cheap ass policy, wasn't the cover she wouldn't get. But now she got a new policy, paying less and getting more coverage. That's just me making sure she's covered, make sure she's good, make sure everybody's taken care of. Man, it did sound kind of sketchy, like you wasn't in it for like you wasn't all the way on the up and up. But my man, let me tell you this also, dog. You at fault too, though. Because listen to this woman, the way she come at you, the attitude she bringing. Yeah, dog. This ain't her first time giving you attitude. This ain't her first time showing her true colors. She showed them before. But you felt like, oh, she's a nice looking woman, well put together, nice body. Probably gave you some good intimacy time. You know, did things for you that other women wasn't doing. And you was all with it. You forgot about the red flag she showed you, that she's showing you right now, that you only been married to for 30. Talk about your mama. Called you a mama's boy? Lord Jesus. Man, I keep saying I'm going to get that drop. I'm going to get that drop from Lil Boost. Lord Jesus. God damn, that's crazy work. But that's what she doing. And dog, you fell for it. And unfortunately, you blessed her with your last name, and now you got to deal with it. guys, it does take time to change certain things as far as beneficiaries, as far as certain things you got to change. Some things, like I said, you can do it immediately, right? Some things you can. Let me take a drink of this water. Get a little dry throat. I'm sorry. Some things you can do immediately, right? And that's cool. Some things are going to take some time. Like I said, most of the stuff we had to change, they had to wait to see your ID, and you change your ID or a copy of your marriage certificate. I even remember when we went to Sam's and I put her on my membership. And they was one of those people who, well, you got to have the last name in order to be on your membership. I said, well, we mailed her our our stuff in marriage certificate, but we do have the like I said, the tag for the bottom. Baby, what is that called? I don't know. Shit, I don't know what it's called. But the little thing at the bottom, the little seal you tear off and you hold it for your records. So we showed them that, showed them my ID, and showed the ID. We had the same address. It just needed to be, name changed. So they went ahead and honored it. But it was one of those things that they weren't going to do it at first until you made it official. And so, like I was saying about this video, sometimes it does take time. And you got to be patient. Now, if it's been over a year, Mark said, it's called a confirmation slip that we were married. Right on. If over a period of time, now you going 6 months down the road and ain't no action happening. A year down the road and it still ain't happening. Okay, man, now you got to fight. Now you got a right to bring it up. Now you have the right to make some noise and let it be known, hey, what is going on here now? It's been over 6 months. It's been over a year. I've been married to you, and I see no change in information. I ain't seen this or that switched over. I ain't seen this last name being changed. I ain't seen no beneficiary. I ain't seen this, that. Name ain't on the lease. I ain't seen none of that. I ain't seen none of it. So you have every right to bring it to his attention. Now, hopefully you do it in a respectful way. You don't sit dog walk that man, call him a man, a mama's boy. Come on. And look at her. My buddy, Travel One said, New Bridges wants security and she's communicating. It appears her new husband, who is promised to take care of her, is dragging his feet about important marriage matters. He needs to get it done. Shame on you, ninja. Get that shit done. What you waiting on? Trevor One, I said the same thing. What you waiting on? Have you hit the like button, Trevor One?
Push the goddamn button.
Yeah, push the goddamn button. Trevor One, hopefully you didn't drag your feet. And you hit the like button for a brother, right on? Trevor One, I understand. I'm not in disagreement with you, right? I'm not totally in disagreement with you. I agree. You can't drag your feet. Like I said, 6 months down the road and it still ain't happened. Well, that's a problem. 1 year down the road, ain't happened. That's a problem. What's going on? What's the holdup? Is there some documentation that I need to present to you? What more than the documentation that we have on our wall, that marriage certificate? That alone right there says, we are one. Kind of after Frankie Beverly and Mays, we are one. That right there, that's the proof you need. So we need to make that happen. Let's make some changes. I'm just saying. Mrs. Hink said, I was glad to switch everything over for my name change. But Hink wasn't having it no other way. Hell no. I seen some last piece of mail. I said, what we doing here? I said, what we doing here? I said, this need to be fixed. Why does it still say this and not that? A shame on you, baby. We need to have a phone call. Banks, bills. I don't care if I owe you $100,000. Hey, switch that name on. That's no longer her name. Now you will readjust that bill unless you're gonna take this bill away. You need to fix this. This needs to be adjusted. And we had to get it done. She said, shoot, it takes about 30 days for your marriage license to be filed here. She needs to hush. I'm gonna have to say, hold your goddamn horses, woman. You don't need to press it. You take 30 days to get a license going through, let alone change over some information. We're gonna get it done when it happens. You trust me enough to marry you, trust enough he gonna get it done. Now, some people just impatient. And it seems like that's what it was. Travel One said, one has a nice ring on it. I know what it is. Travel One, you like the way I was singing that Frankie Beverly and Mays song. We are one. I know what it is. And it did have a nice ring to it because I sung it. I feel the wife for the life insurance though. Look, I understand. But let me say it again. There's a way how you do it. And the way she was acting out of pocket. Call a man a mama's boy, this and that, and talking about it, crying and talking about, you don't love me, and then questioning, saying he don't love, man, that wasn't the case. Then she brought the good Lord into it, knowing she probably don't believe in the Lord. She just lying her ass off like Big Ass said, bringing the Lord that she don't even believe. She probably a cold heathen. I'm just saying. But that situation, it does take time. And so, ma'am, was your intentions all the way pure? Were they good? Or you were just looking for the come up? Are you planning on poisoning this man and killing this man off so you could collect on that life insurance policy? What was your plan? What was your agenda, man? Did you have bad intentions? See, I would definitely have to question that. Ma'am, did you have bad intentions? Because you sure are pressing real hard for all of this to happen right now, right then and there. I'm just saying. So, ladies, if y'all was in that situation, let me ask y'all, ladies, if y'all was in that situation, how, what would be y'all go-to? Would y'all be doing what she did, just calling names, taking shots, or would you, just have some tact about you and be nice and considerate of the situation? Now, guys, please believe me. Now that you have a say-so because y'all married, part of the things y'all need to be doing is when you talk to your medical provider. So when they ask you who's your emergency contact, my wife. Can she have access to your medical? Yes, she can. All that needs to be done right then and there. Your utilities. When you get your utilities on are put together, she has a right to, on your behalf, to have conversation about the bills, about any situation or question that she needs. All that needs to be taken care of. All that could be taken care of. That's a quick fix. That's no problem. Now, little things like documents like that, well, it might take some time. You know what I'm saying? Like life insurance, it may take some time. And if that's the case, that's the case. Just be patient, though. Don't take it to the extreme like what she was doing. That was Adam. Man, that was weak, man, to me. She's making an argument where it shouldn't be an argument. She's creating a fight where it shouldn't be. You're 30 days in and you ready for a knockout drag out over that some shit. Now, if this man has shown that he was good enough to marry, right? He's shown he's responsible enough to be with intimate as far as intimately wise. Man, be patient. Give the man time. And if he, it goes like I said, 6 months down the road and still ain't happy, then press his ass. I understand. You press the shit out of him then. But with that being said, we gotta acknowledge my man Big Ann 11's $10 super chat. He said, hell no. If it takes 30 days for the marriage license to get filed, then women, I'll see you in 30 days. And don't call me until then. I need my space. Shout out to my space. I jumped on MySpace towards the end of the MySpace era. I didn't have it long. I think I had an account, but never uploaded pictures because in MySpace you go upload pictures and sounds and music there. I didn't do none of that. I just had a profile. Because then I heard about Facebook and then I went over there. So my time period in MySpace probably about 30 days. I'm just saying. Probably less than 30 days. But I'm just saying, yeah, for sure. But shout out to Big Ann 11 for the $10 super chat. He didn't have to, he chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. Ms. Hicks said, I would have acted the way she did, but I would definitely be on your case. Let me read again. I wouldn't have acted the way she did, but I would definitely been on your case about the life insurance and would be doing this. And I can't even get it out. God damn, insurance. And I would do the same. There was definitely a better way to have that conversation. All could have been researched and agreed upon prior to exceeding wedding day. And we'll try one. That's true. A lot of that could be because I did that, right? I did that. It was something I did. When I got married, I switched over the beneficiary to my wife. So yeah, I did that prior to. As far as my accounts, if something was to happen to me, she's the beneficiary of the accounts as well as I'm the beneficiary of the accounts. If something was to happen to her, there's no trying to figure out. We'd have to go through no probate court or nothing like that. She has every access. She could do and see and monitor everything she wants. She'll log in with her login and go from there. Have every access, just like I do. That's not a problem. But the certain things do take time. Yeah, they do. But like you said, all that could have been handled, dealt with prior to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even saying I do. But again, those conversations need to be talked about. Those are part of them hard conversations I'll say all the time, man. You gotta have them tough conversations and accept whatever answers she gives you, or accept whatever answers he gives you. Let me say whatever answers they give you, and roll with it. I'm just saying. A-Team says, I did it myself because he was working and busy. I know that's right. The man was out there putting that work in now. He had his hard hat on, his lunch pail. He was doing his job. Bringing home the bacon. Shout out to that brother. However, I remembered him and we sat and wrote down everything that needed to be changed. Mature adults express matters respectfully. I know that's right, ma'am. I know that's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. No, being noisy, not being nosy, but you and Mrs. Hink have passwords as well. And she knows them. You have to have passwords on some things. She knows them. Won't be a problem. She knows them. I don't know what you're asking, but she knows them. I got you, ma'am. I got you. So that's not a problem. But that's part of, like I said, we are one. She knows them. It's not a problem. I ain't got nothing to hide from her. And she don't have nothing to hide from me. She has all access. When I say we come together, we come together. Yes, we do, Trevor. I have all his passwords and ID, logins, all accounts, social medias, etc. She not only that, she has my social security number. Got social security card. What the? She know where my passport, my birth certificate, she got all of that. All of that. Yeah, I mean, speaking of passport, I gotta get mine renewed. Yes, we do have passports too. What is going on tonight? What are you doing? Some investigative reporting? Jesus Christ. She's on. Trevor was on one tonight. That's okay. I answer questions I feel like it's worthy enough to answer. And then the ones I don't, I just play like I don't even see them. I'm just saying. But yes, she has access. I don't look. What I preach, I practice. I don't play that bullshit. That's why a lot of shit I can't understand. I can't relate to. That I hear, that I see. I can't. Because I wouldn't go for that shit they doing. I wouldn't go for that shit that they accepting. Again, I preach, leave them at the man, I have no problem. I have no problem at all with leaving a woman at a restaurant. If things are not right, if in the process of me vetting my wife wasn't what I would not be with her. She wouldn't be lucky enough to be with me. She had to be with some other clown, not me. Wouldn't be going for that bull crap. That's not how I'm built, man. I don't play that shit. So I'm gonna tell you about stuff that I do, how I move and operate. I don't, man. Speaking of good people, Miss Ty, aka Red Lipstick Vibe. Shout out to her. Guys, in case y'all didn't know, April the 1st through April the 31st is Autism Awareness Month. I'm sorry, let me make sure I say that correct. April the 1st through the 31st is Autism Awareness Month. I said this the other day. I had the opportunity of working with 2 kids who was autistic when I was a sub. And it was a challenge. Good kids, but they had their moments, right? You had to have a lot of patience with them. Times I had to repeat some stuff sometimes. One of them I did. But on the good days, man, they was good. They was big help. They always want to, and this is elementary now. This is elementary, so they was young. They always wanted to be up there to help. They was always helping me. Mr. Hink, listen. And so these kids, they force you to be on your square. They force you to you can't be having a rough day around them because they're not gonna let you, right? They're not gonna let you. And it's kind of funny. It's like they sense some stuff. And so, you know, you may come here a little down, a little drowsy, I'm tired. But man, look, they come around, look, get your shit together, Mr. Hink. The reason I say this, man, shout out to Miss Ty. She has a great channel over her. she talks about it. She is a parent of a beautiful son who's autistic. And shout out to those people. I told you there's a special place in heaven for those parents and for those guardians and for individuals who work with, who do different things with, who has a program for kids with autism. It was a challenge. It really tests you, especially when the days are not good. You know, it did. But you always got to think, they're autistic, and that's okay. We're gonna get through this. And sometimes just having a conversation. One kid we had to sit in the dark because when he was on the rough day, that light was, man, it pissed him off. And boy, this boy was strong, even for elementary kid. Like, good God, I had to put a little muscle behind him. God damn, boy, shit, man, you're gonna be hell to handle when you get a little older, more stronger. But like I said, there's a special place in heaven for those individuals, man. I promise y'all. And so shout out to Ty and her family, man, and all the good things that she does over her channel, man. Y'all make sure y'all definitely check in, tap in with the sister, man. Make sure you like, subscribe to her. Great woman. Matter of fact, my intro for both my sports show as well as this Wednesday show, she helped me with it. She got me together, got me right, and she does great work. So definitely make sure you tap in if you need stuff like that. She does some other things. So definitely make sure you check her out on that channel. I'm sure she can link up with her and get you some more stuff and get you all the way right on what she's got going on over her. I promise you she will. With that being said, let's get back to it. Now, this next video here, which is the last video I'm gonna do for the day. I gotta get ready for the win show with J.R. P. I seen this clip. I'm like, man, hold on, man. This is crazy work. So it's one of these scenarios, man, where, you know, somebody like writes in and tries to get some, I guess some type of, some point of view and some help on situations that they may be dealing with. Girl, Ty said, it takes 5 grown men to hold my son down, and he still breaks free. I ain't lying. Now, I don't know her son, but I do know when situations happens, when it's a rough day. That's what I call it. I don't call it bad day because it's not what it's. I don't do that. I just say he's having a rough day, and that's how I addressed him. That's how we talked about it. Because when I say bad, then he's thinking, oh, I did something wrong, right? And that's, I know the situation, so I say rough day. So that's how I call it for him. So when he's having a rough day, I know I better have my Wheaties that day. I'll tell you, that boy about 7 years old, but he felt like I was. Jeez, I said, man, this little dude is gonna be strong as an ox. I said, he's strong right now. I couldn't imagine when he'll get older, how they got to handle this boy. But yeah, for sure. But let's get back to this video. We're gonna talk about it. Let's go.
It's been 30 days we've been married.
My bad.
My wife will no longer let me pursue my hobbies.
Oh my, I feel them.
Bye, Maurice. It's exactly as the title implies. She says I'm not allowed to pursue my own hobbies anymore as they are quote unquote unhealthy. Before our marriage 7 months ago, I was interested in all sorts of things. Playing video games for at least a few hours a week, collecting Star Wars figures. Some may say that was a bit childish anyways, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Painting, hammers, 40K, etc. These are things that I have done since my early teens. My wife wanted us to make healthy lifestyle changes after our marriage, which at first I took as just eating healthier, exercising, etc. I was totally on board for it. Everything was fine until I went down to the basement one day and noticed that all of my Star Wars figures had been gone from the display shelf. All that remained were some limbs from a few of the figurines. My wife was at work, so I sent her a text asking what happened to them. In the meantime, I rummaged through all of the garbage and I finally found the figures in a bigger garbage next to our regular garbage. Most of the cards were torn up and the figures were completely dismembered, while others were completely burned or melted. Oh, wow. I took a picture and sent it to her asking if she had did it. That night, after not replying to any of my text messages, I confronted her. It turned into a huge argument about how my hobbies are immature and that she was repulsed by them, even threatening to not have sex with me until I gave them all up. In the heat of the moment, I agreed with her, if only to get her to stop yelling at me. We haven't talked about it since, and I've unfortunately been abiding by her quote unquote rules for the past 7 months. Though I've been secretly playing video games and buying figurines again. She only found out about one time, and she destroyed it immediately. I can't keep this up any longer, and I want to have my own hobbies without her getting upset. What is the best way to bring the subject up again, and how can I let her know how much my hobbies mean to me? That's crazy work. You just silent on that one, huh?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I don't know. I'm not.
Imagine if I went upstairs to your bedroom and to your office.
Look here.
And I took all of your comic books, all your boxes of comic books, and I just threw them in the trash can. And then when you came home and you're like, where's my comic book?
You know how much money I have up there?
And then I took.
Do you know what that stuff is worth, my
And
dude?
then
Jeez. Guys, I had to do this one. I seen on social media, and I said I had to do this. It's close to the heart. Guys, as you can see in my background, my action figures. If you go to the lower level of my basement, you'll see my bookshelves of Funko Pops all the way around the basement. I'm gonna do a tour one day. I'm gonna do a tour of it, let y'all see it. In my closet area, the double door do I open up, and I added some bookshelves. I don't know if y'all seen that video. I did do a video of me adding bookshelves. Well, not bookshelves, shelving. Got the wood cut. I got it painted, got it measured, and now they're hanging up. And I got more action figures in that closet area. All my action figures are up here in my office area. All my Funko Pops are downstairs in the basement area. I could imagine coming home to find out some shit like this. I could not imagine coming home and finding my shit looking like that. That's crazy. Amnai says, dude is weak. I say crazy. Lord Jesus. Let me. Oh man, what's going on? Let me say this. Some reason it's blurry. Let me fix that real fast, guys. I apologize. Let me fix this blurriness. It should be blurry. I don't know why it's so blurry. Maybe I need to come closer. I don't know. You hear my wife in the background. Wipe it off with a cloth, not your hand. I did wipe it with a cloth. I'm gonna wipe it off again so y'all can see it. See, sometimes we gotta get in focus. I apologize. Y'all want to see my beautiful face? My man Ray, I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for tapping in. Look at this here. Wipe your camera with a cloth. And not your hand. Let me say this. What's that? What's that? They need to go to counseling. If they both agree, yet married couples should have healthy hobbies and again discuss prior to marriage. Seriously, because some are expensive and habits, not hobbies. Let me say this, guys. This is one hit close to the heart because I do collect action figures. I do collect albums. My wife knew that prior to us being married. And some of the stuff my wife was already doing anyway. So it wasn't nothing new for her. That was one of our common things that we had in common. I was an album collector, collecting music. She knew all of this. Look, I took her on one of our Saturdays on our dates out to some of my favorite shops, and I showed her around. Showed her this is where I like to go. This is where I get some of my collectibles. This is what I like to do. So I turned it on. I took it to the record stores. I took it to the action figure stores, and she had a good time. She loved them. Matter of fact, my favorite one is her favorite one. So I turned on. So this wasn't nothing new. This wasn't something like a big shock to her. I just sprung it on her. I didn't do that. Again, I'm going to say it again. These are part of these tough conversations that you got to have. Little things like this, you have to have. So this won't be a culture shock to her. I know some of y'all like, oh, they do them toys. They're not toys. They hold value. Some of them hold a lot of value, like that my man said with his comic books and other stuff. This stuff gets expensive, and they hold value. I'm telling you, they do. If you get a rare thing, I got a few pops down there that are rare. I got a couple of them down there. One's worth about $500. Other worth about $1,500. They hold value. I've seen some. I did a show on Funko Pops. They got one the value all the way up to 20,000. One rare one that's gold, 100,000. Oh yes, they do hold value. And with this situation, what this lady was doing, man, that was some nasty work, man. Why would you do that? If you had a problem with his collectibles and his action figures and him playing it, why wasn't this discussed prior to saying I do? Why are you just now doing it now and then taking your rage and your frustration out on this man's collectibles and goods, man? Why would you do that? Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, what if he started going into your collectible purses or shoes or high heels, or whatever the case may be? What if he started doing your clothes like this? You would feel some type of way. Man, that's bad, man. Hey. And so when my man said I would leave him, I can't fault him. I can't fault him. This man is as obvious as it hurts his man. He's reaching out, trying to find answers. What can he do? But before I go any further, let me acknowledge one of my biggest haters on this side of the Mississippi, Big Ant 11 with the $10 super chat. He said, "Hank, tell the truth. Have you ever came in a room and Mrs. Hink was laying in the floor playing with Batman and the Joker. No, Big Ann 11. No, she was not playing with the Batman or the Joker. She didn't play. We don't play that. Playing with the toys. We don't do that. I don't know what kinky shit you into, Big Ann 11, with your old ass. But I appreciate with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you'd have to you chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. Lost this goddamn man. Go to hell, Big Ann 11. I'm sick of your black ass. We got a cool basement full of action figures and pops. Decorations. It was a neat basement and spacious. Something wrong with Big Ann 11. Something is wrong with this man. What is wrong with people? But as far as that situation, look, when you are in a relationship and y'all are entering each other's space, and it's not like he's doing something that's going to have to put you into some type of rehab center or nothing like that, right? He's not like he's strung out on drugs or hanging out at the bar every night drinking or hanging out at the nudie bar, blowing your money by making it rain on these strippers and tack heads and all that. He ain't cheating on you. He's not doing all that. But the man is playing video games and collecting action figures, Star Wars action figures. Now, can that become an expensive habit? Yes, it can. But doesn't sound like the man is getting y'all evicted. Put out your apartment or your house or your residence. Don't sound like no lights are being turned off, no water being turned off. You're going hungry. Don't sound like that. But the man likes to do what he does. So allow that man to be in his happy space. I think Trout once said everybody should have a hobby or a thing they like to do. And so that's his thing. Allow the people to do that. What's wrong with that? As long as not putting y'all out like that to the point where he's not paying bills or y'all not being to pay bills, y'all not able to do other things because of his habits, his hobbies, or whatever you want, whatever the case may be. Then let it be. Please believe me. I'm not going to do any of this stuff that's going to have us, all that stuff you see in the background, stuff I got everywhere. I'm not going to put our family in jeopardy where we're going to get evicted from our house or lose our house. We have to sell our house or do whatever. I'm not doing that shit. I got my priorities straight. And it sounds like he does too. But man, you just was being nasty. Sound like she was just being straight up just nasty about that. And that is crazy work for her to do some stuff. And then to burn them. Set them on fire. Break them up, set them on fire. Who are you, Angela Bassett? I couldn't imagine. Why would you do some stuff like that, man? Let me say this. I know you got my wife turned. We got the daughters turned on to it. The son turned on to it. My son has a few. Her son has a few. Her daughter's got some. They collect records. I collect records. So this is one of those things, man, it like cross. It's like a family affair. Now, of course, their genre of music a little different from mine, right? And that's okay. That's cool. I don't, they don't like some of the music I like. I don't like some music they like. They like some of the music I like. I like some stuff they get. But it's all good. We take baby girl with us to the to the record store. Last week, we went to record store day. She was right there with me, standing in line. Found us some good gems in the record store. Bought some for her oldest daughter who goes to school in Texas. It is what it is. But to do something like this, man, that is crazy. Again, it's one of those things, man, you can have fun as a couple. Look, I'm going to these events, these Comic-Cons, these outings, and I see couples dressing up together. You know what I'm saying? I seen them dressing up as one character, the other one dressing up this character. Having fun with it. Matter of fact, one of the people who I get my collectibles from, they're a married couple. This is a husband and wife team that has a store. He got action figures, he got pops, he got comic books, he does records now. They husband couple. They a married couple. They working this. They doing that's their business. They doing it together. They going to them Comic-Cons and displaying their stuff and selling stuff and trading stuff. They doing it together. Another opportunity for them to bond and come together. They doing it together. And guess what? That couple could have did it too, but no, let it up to them. She wanted to be, just go out there, just be a destroyer. She said, the hell with this shit. She said shit on fire like she was Angela Bassett from Waiting to Exhale. I ain't got time for this. Man, that is crazy. I said she did that because she knew he would tuck his tail and stay. Damn, Almanac. You might be right. Look, that's bad, man. I hate that for this man. I promise you I do. Because you shouldn't have to go through this, man. You shouldn't have to deal with this. You shouldn't. Because I promise you, shooting on her foot, she would have a fit if that man did that to her. Stuff that she likes, that she collects, that she's into. She would have a fit. Excuse me. She would have a whole fault. I mean, she might call the police on his ass, get him locked up for this. She'll say, lock him up, throw away the key. That's probably what she would do if the shooting on her foot, that man did that to her stuff. That would be a problem. That would be a serious problem. I'm just saying. Guys, let me say this. I appreciate you being here tonight. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I just wanted to come in and have this show, man, about my thoughts, man, and react to some of these videos that I seen and do this and have fun tonight. Every last one of you guys, make sure y'all do me a solid and hit that daggone like button. Y'all heard what she said. Push the goddamn button. Hit the like button for me. Make sure you subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, shame on you. Guys, if you do me another solid after that, share this stream, man, with somebody who wants to get good content, wants to come to the basement, have fun, have a good time. It's a good vibe over here. I promise you it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a good vibe. It's cool over here. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have our conversation. We're gonna talk. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna cry. Well, I ain't gonna cry, but we're gonna talk about some touchy subjects, right? But we're gonna have fun with it. With that being said, I appreciate every last one of y'all being here tonight. Until the next time, right on.